Well, hello, everyone. This is Dr. T, your favorite legal business and real estate strategist. I am so excited to continue with you about GW5. You know about GW5, GW5.com. It is the 3-day implementation conference. And if you have not gathered your tickets, you better now head over to GW5conference.com and get your ticket. Today, we are talking all things tax liens and deeds with Natoyah Grinnon. She is going to be gracing the stage and the After Dark session, giving you the insights to building wealth with tax liens and tax deeds. Natoyah, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Doing super fantastic. You know, anytime I'm talking about generational wealth and talking about real estate strategies, you know I am.
I know, you just light up.
In heaven, baby. All right? Yeah, so this is really, really awesome. And one of the things, first of all, thank you for agreeing because I know you're part of RIA and I know that you have been, building your wealth. I know you switched from mortgage notes and moved to, tax liens and tax deeds. And I really wanted you to share with our GW5 audience at the conference about this strategy that not so many people who look like us is really doing. Okay, let's just be 100% real. Okay, so I want you, Natoyah, I know that tax liens and deeds, can be lucrative. All right, we know that you can, put it in tax liens and deeds in YouTube. How will our attendees at GW5 gain insights into these investment opportunities and help them harness a way to help them build lasting wealth?
So the attendees will get insight through the knowledge, education that I'll be sharing, right? So we'll have, as you mentioned, we'll have After Dark sessions. So I'll be given information as to the basics, like what is a tax lien? How do you get involved? Understanding how do you choose where to invest? Like, do you want to do tax lien or tax deed? So we'll get into some sharing my experience. We'll get into some of the strategies, some of the best practices, and just understanding tax lien auctions in general, foreclosure processes, things of that nature. They'll also get to network with me and other individuals as well who are doing similar strategies or doing tax lien strategies as well. But not just only myself who's doing tax lien, tax deeds, but also to network with other professionals, because we'll be having attendees from all different industries. And as part of tax lien and tax deed investing, you really need a team of different professionals. You need a team of realtor, you need a team of attorney. You need a contractor on your team, depending on what you want to do with the property, if you're looking to get the property in a tax deed situation. So there'll be networking opportunities as well as part of the conference, which you will be very valuable if you decide that this is something that you want to do, it's a strategy that you want to do. I'll also be sharing things about research and due diligence, which is going to help to build that lasting wealth, that you talked about. How to conduct a research and due diligence effectively, and to make sure that you get the returns that you're looking for. How to mitigate your risk, right? So we'll be talking about some of that. There'll also be mentoring and coaching opportunities as well that will be available, which will provide more guidance and support for folks who want to really dive into tax lien and tax deed as a real estate wealth creation strategy.
And one of the things that when you mentioned that, and guys, Natoyah is not a professional speaker. She's not a trainer. She is an investor, right? She is boots on ground, in the grind, doing the darn thing, right? So that's why I'm bringing people who are actually doing investing, not people who are teaching you courses and not people who are actually trying to sell you something, because GW5 is a 100% implementation conference. There is no sales at the conference. Now we have vendors, of course, but I'm talking about, speakers from the stage selling you, motions, potions, and lotions. We are actually talking about implementing. So you're going to learn the strategies, you're going to implement the strategies, you're going to build your team, you're going to network with people, and you're going to join joint venture strategic partnerships. This is what it's about. So on this topic of tax liens and tax deeds, this is what Natoyah will be sharing. She's going to be sharing wealth building strategies related to the tax lien, tax deed industry. So wealth building strategies, Natoyah, they often require specialized knowledge because it is sophisticated investing. Let's make no mistake about it, right? It's paper investing, sophisticated investing, just like
That's
notes. Right. Could you please explain how attendees can navigate the intricacies of tax liens and deeds to help them sort of maximize their returns?
That's really like a combination of different things. So it's a combination of education, due diligence, strategic planning, right? I'll start by saying that you really got to start with your exit in mind. So you got to develop a clear strategy for what you want to, what your end goal is, right? So that might involve, if it's tax lien, if you want to just get an interest on the property, they'll be looking at tax lien. So you might be involved in waiting for the redemption to pass. So the redemption is really how long you got to wait before you can take possession of the property. And so you want to have that in mind, what your end goal is. If you're looking to get the property, then you're more targeting a deed. You got to be familiar with the foreclosure, tax lien foreclosure process for different areas, which is why you need an attorney on your team, right? And then you also want to think about market research. So as you gain insight into local real estate markets, you want to know what the property values are, right? What are the current demands in that area? Is there a demand for rental? Is there a demand for home ownership? Is there a demand for first-time home buyers, right? So you really want to do some market research to help you determine what markets you want to go in, because that's going to be important as part of your wealth building, right? And that's where you also need a realtor on your team, because that person will help you with the market analysis for that particular area. And so as part of the property analysis, which includes the market analysis, you also want to get into other conditions like the location, right? What is the growth potential for that area? You want to do like title search, right? You want to make sure that there's no hidden issues with that property, because that could impact the value, that could impact the amount of time you wait, and that could impact your dollar, right? The cost, right? That you have to pay out to get certain things remediated. So you definitely want to take those things into consideration. And like I said, Dr. Teresa, you could do all that, but if you do not take action, it really means nothing. Like you said, this conference is really about implementation. So we're going to be sharing information. I'll definitely be sharing information about tax liens and tax deeds. There'll be other speakers who will be sharing about their different expertise as well. But you definitely want to take action. You want to take the information that's given, get some more education on it, get some support if needed, if you're someone that needs that assistance. But you want to attend an auction. Go see what it's like, right? Feel it out. Get hands-on experience. Get a feel for the process. And, have a budget, set a budget, stay within your budget though. Don't go get all, excited because everybody's bidding and then you overbid and then you get into problems. But you just want to make sure that you're making informed decisions where you can maximize your returns over time.
One of the things I was just looking at one of the things that you had mentioned as far as the auctions, right? Can you just dive, and I know we're going over time, but I really just want, because you mentioned auctions, what is the difference between an online auction versus a live auction? Because remember, a lot of people might be thinking they need to pack up and go to a live auction. What if there are no live auctions in their area, what have you? Is it possible for them to go to an online auction?
Oh, for sure. Quite a number of counties have actually shifted to online auctions since COVID. And so, yeah, you can sit in the comfort of your living room or wherever you want to sit and participate in an auction online. It's very similar to a live auction in the sense that you're bidding against someone else on the property. You can see how much you're bidding, but you don't know who it is. It's just a number. or that gets assigned to you, or you make a fictitious name, right? You don't put your real name or your real company's name. But you'll see who's bidding against you. So from that sense, you feel the same exhilaration as you would in person. You have similar experience in the sense that you see the list of items that are available, and you're able to bid on each of those. The difference I would say is, maybe you can't, give the person an eye. I was gonna say like a look to say, really, you're gonna like keep bidding against me, but I really can't think of a major difference between an online and an in-person, because the process of doing the research is the same. There's no change in that. The registration may be a little bit different. Some counties, they register in person when it's in person, and then versus online, you got to do that ahead of time, and the county takes care of that. But I really can't think of a major difference except the convenience, really, of being able to be in New York and bid on something in California or bid on something in Washington, and also with the payment, you could still do the payment through ACH or wire transfer or things like that. So it's definitely convenient, much more easier now. You don't have to be traveling to all these different states if you want to get involved. So yeah, I would say that's a definite benefit that I've seen in the industry since COVID happened.
And that's why I wanted to just take a pause, because I know with these advanced strategies, I just really want attendees to understand that if this is something you really want to learn, and you really want to learn hands-on without having to buy a high-end coaching program from some of these other gurus out there, I really want them to understand that in your session, you're going to give practical insights into these investment strategies. And with that, could you just give a glimpse into one strategy that an attendee will find, valuable when they're exploring tax liens and tax deeds?
Okay. I would say as part of your due diligence, as part of your property selection, one strategy I would share with you is that you want to check if that particular property that you're interested in has been on any previous sales, right? You want to see, okay, were they on any previous sales? Did they pay? When did they pay? Did they pay close to the redemption period? Did they pay immediately after it was sold? And you want to develop a pattern. You want to see a pattern, if there's a pattern with that particular property. The reason I would suggest for you to do that is if you're looking to, say you're buying a tax lien and you're looking to get the interest, right? So if the person pays immediately after the sale or 6 months after the sale, you can say, okay, there seems to be a pattern where they've been on the sale list before, and this is what they've done. Chances are they'll probably do the same thing. This is all guesstimate. Of course, we don't know for sure because we don't control human behavior. But you're making an educated guess that chances are they will pay again. And so you will, if everything else works out in terms of your due diligence and the points that you look at, the things that you're checking, if everything else works out, then you can go ahead and purchase that lien if you're looking to get the interest on that lien. On the flip side of that, I'll say if you're looking to get the deed, one strategy I would tell you to look into as you get more involved is to reach out to the homeowner and try to negotiate directly with the homeowner before the auction if you're looking to get the deed, right? So that way you can bypass all the other investors, assuming that you're able to, work out something that's amicable between both of you and get that off the auction list. So yeah, those are two strategies I would say was very, very, very beneficial, and you could be very successful just using those two strategies.
And just by hearing that, and I know this may be overwhelming for people listening out there, that's why they have to be at GW5, but it really is, other than looking on TV and looking at Flip That House and all these different types of, things that you hear, this is real wealth building, portfolio building strategies that we're going to be teaching at GW5. It's a part of REIA NYC. It's a part of Enjoy Your Legacy. It's what we do. right? We help you build generational wealth, break the chains of generational poverty, one business at a time. And that has been my mission for over 22 years. So with Natoyah, now that we're winding down, because I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you've been working and coaching and everything like that. I interrupted you and all that, but I do want you to really leave the attendees with something. So attendees, the ones who come to GW5 are seeking to diversify their wealth building efforts, right? So how will your expertise, if you will, empower them to be able to make informed decisions to help them capitalize on tax liens and tax deeds?
They will definitely, Dr. C, they will definitely feel empowered leaving. I can really assure you of that, because I've had years of experience doing paper notes and doing tax lien and tax deeds. And with the in-depth information that I'll be sharing from my experiences, not from something I read from a book, right? They can immediately go out and use this information. They'll get an understanding what a tax lien is and what a tax deed is and the differences between them, right? We'll go over like the legal part, the financial part, and just the procedure in totality, right? Of start to end. I'll share stories of how I was able to mitigate risk, because it's not all peaches and cream, right? And you want to hear those stories, right? Because Absolutely. That will help you understand the risk up front, so that you can make a more educated decision about how you want to move forward, whether this is an investment type you want to get into. And I'll be sharing as much as possible, I'll go into some insights, on local markets, right? Because this is not something you're going to learn from a textbook. You really got to do it to learn it. And so I'll share those dynamics about, auctions, some of my good stories, some of my bad stories, and then just provide information overall on the importance of going through a due diligence. I cannot stress that enough. The importance of going through due diligence, doing the property analysis, doing title searches to make sure that there's no other liens on the property or encumbrances on the property. And so your attendees will learn how to assess property conditions, how to uncover, potential issues which could impact their investments. So I'll share, various investment strategies, such as, waiting for redemption, foreclosure on properties. What does that look like? And also, there might be others who all they want to do is just sell the tax lien to another investor. You can certainly do that as well. So there's, within the tax lien and tax deed itself, there's other strategies as well where you can really dive down, get really deep into, sub niches, if you will. And so I will share that with your audience, with your attendees. And so they'll definitely get insights into which strategies align best with their financial goals and, their tolerance, their risk tolerance.
I am so excited. So every time I speak to one of the speakers, my faculty, it just invigorates me all over again, right? And so I've done tax liens, I've done mortgage notes, I've done buying home, I've done all these different things, but this is a new world, right? Post-COVID is a whole different ballgame, and helping people set up their businesses from their legal structures, making sure that they're set up properly, making sure Correct. They have the set up, making sure they understand how to read a profit and loss statement. So having people such as you who are, really in the grind, like doing it day in and day out, is so important, even with your financial background that you come with. So I am just really excited that our attendees are going to have a chance to learn from you in After Dark sessions. And After Dark, guys, we start from 8 a.m. We don't go to bed. Well, I ain't gonna say go to bed. We don't end till 11 p.m. And so it's a full conference. We start on a bonus day on the 9th, and then we go through the 10th, and then the 11th, and then the 11th evening. We actually have our awards gala, formal attire required, and we're going to be awarding our people in media and legal and real estate and all that stuff, and celebrating them for all the things that they do and how they impact lives and transform wealth for so many people and themselves. And then we leave on Sunday the 12th, but it's a full day. We don't end until 6 o'clock. And then we have another bonus day on that Monday, the 13th. So it's a full packed event. So if you have not gotten your tickets, I encourage you to go to GW5conference.com, GW5conference.com, and get your tickets. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We really want to see you in the place. And this is really about building generational wealth 5 generations deep. We want you to, retire 1 generation up and 3 generations down, right? So for 4 generations down, that's why we call it GW5. So I encourage everyone to just get your tickets if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Natoyah Grinnon. I cannot wait to learn more about tax liens and tax deeds from you and what you have been doing and how much you have amassed in wealth building thus far. So without further ado, we're going to say goodbye, and we hope to see you at GW5. Have a good one now. This is Dr. T, your favorite legal, business, and real estate strategist. Have a good one.
See you.